Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Like I promised, I want to try to get through this Halloween journal, this little Halloween journal. So I'm going to try and um, get through it in the least amount of time as I can. I don't want this to be long and drawn out. So um, let's go ahead and get started and see if we can get this finished in 30 minutes or so. I'll try my hardest anyway. Um, Thank you for everyone for joining me, and I hope that you'll learn something from what I'm showing you, and that you'll be able to use it not just in this theme Halloween journal, that you'll be able to use it in other journals also. So first of all, I wanted to I think I told you, I used a rice-a-roni box for this, and I did cut this down, and it's about 5.5 by about 8.5 is what it is. So that's the size of the box. I cut that down. Get yourself something to put down below you here. I just got a piece of parchment paper just to protect your surface here, because we're going to use some Mod Podge here, and we're going to do a napkin. We're going to do this cover with a napkin, so you'll be able to use this in other things too. So we'll go ahead and get started. First thing, I've got a lot of color here and writing in this, so I want to cover this first of all. So what I'm going to do, and I've already pre-cut this paper, it's just white paper that it's actually just printer paper, and I just cut it to what size I needed on my journal here. And I did a lot of pre-stuff so that we can maybe get through this. So you should be able to follow this very easily. You can just by seeing what I'm doing, knowing what size to cut things, and you know, no rules. practice, or just do what you think will work for you. I just used some glue stick here just to adhere this white paper down on the front of, and I'm not being super worried about covering the whole thing, but I do want to try to get to the edges. Your Mod Podge is going to cover that up too, so you'll have double the cover on paper on this journal. So let's me move this over. I'm just using my paper here, just kind of use it as a protection on my mat here. And there we go, covered the front and the back, and then that little spot right down the spine, just because napkins are thin and you'll be able to see through them, so we want to cover up those spots. So here we go. So got everything covered there. Got a little glue on there, so I'm just going to turn this over a little. And now napkins. So we're going to take and kind of just look at our napkin here and decide. I don't know where I got this. I've had it for a while. Decide what we want on the front of our journal, and I'm thinking I like this, and that's exactly what I did with my little example of my journal that I showed. I used the same napkin, and then I just left this for the back. So first of all, I want to tell you that napkins do come in different plies. Sometimes they're 3-ply, sometimes 2-ply. I believe this is 2-ply. And you're going to want to split these apart. And an easy way for you to do that is just take a piece of Scotch tape and get a hold of the napkin and just kind of pull. Usually it will just pull that second. It'll get it started for you. There you go. You can see it started to get that second ply off, and then you just carefully separate, get rid of my tape there, separate that napkin, because you only want to use that one ply that has the design on it. And remember, you'll be able to use this in all kinds of journals. You can do covers for any kind of theme journal you want. There's so many napkins out there, and I'm sure that you know lots of napkins out there that you'll be able to use for your journal covers. There's some beautiful, beautiful napkins. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I've got that separated, so now I'm going to use some Mod Podge, and I've used Mod Podge, and I just take a little paintbrush, and maybe I'll just go ahead and pour a little bit of this into the lid. Don't want to overdo. You don't. Now this Mod Podge here is a gloss, and I didn't even look at it when I bought it a long time ago. They do come in a matte also. The gloss does have a little shine to it. You can see that. And I probably think I would probably like the matte maybe a little better for this, but that's what I've got, so that's what we're going to use. So you're going to take your brush, and you're just going to go over your whole journal, front and back, with the Mod Podge. You don't need a whole lot, but don't be generous. And do remember that napkins will they will wrinkle a little bit, but that's part of the character of the journal. So get to the edges and paint that Mod Podge all over the front of this journal. This is fun, lots of fun. And you can see the paper's starting to buckle a little bit, but that also will be part of the character of this journal. It is a Halloween journal, and sometimes they're kind of creepy and have some strange textures to them. So, okay, whoops, get off of there. Okay, so what I'm going to do is now that I've got it all on there, I'm going to take my napkin, and I want to kind of, maybe what I'll do is I'll just pick this up, and I'll set my napkin down and turn it around this way, so you can see that I'm going to lay this down so I have some of the edging about like that. You can see I've got some edge here, and edge here, and then I'll cut up here. I'm going to lay that down, press it down. I'm going to go ahead and turn my napkin there and my journal, and I'm going to cut across the top here and just put, I'm not really measuring, but we're going to fold these edges over, so get rid of the extra napkin. Now turn your journal over and just kind of push that down, and you can see that it has stuck to it. You got some little wrinkles in there. Now you can take your Mod Podge and you can go over the top of this. This is going to dry clear, so don't worry about, and this will help glue it down also. It's just, it works really well for gluing and keeping things. Once this dries, this napkin will stay down very well, and you won't have to worry about it lifting. So I just go over some spots that look like it might be sticking up a little, and this will give it a little moisture and stick it down good for you. And now you got your parchment paper here, so it's protecting your mat here. So we're going to take some more, and we're just going to go around the edges. Some more of that Mod Podge, and just go around the edges. Go all the way around the edge. If you end up having a piece of your napkin tear, don't worry, it can be fixed and you won't even tell if you have a piece that tears and you need to put another piece in there. It can be done, so don't worry about that. Okay, so now we're just going to fold over our napkin. Pop it in there so you can see me. Fold the napkin over here. Up, bring the edges over here. Don't worry about the corners, those are going to be covered, and we're going to put some more Mod Podge there on the corners too, and that will stay down just fine. Okay, let's get some Mod Podge and see how that Mod Podge will just stick that napkin down to that box there, and then turn over here and I'll hold it up this way. It dries fairly fast, but not fast enough for us to get through it. So I am just kind of going through this step first to give you the idea of how to get the napkin on here with the Mod Podge. And then I have my journal, another journal that I have advanced on the process so that we don't have to sit and wait for any of this to dry. So you take your Mod Podge and just go all around, and you can see that it covers those edges, and then turn it around. This is the way I want it to look, and you can see right here there's a little bubble there. When you see some bubbles, just take some Mod Podge and put the bubbles in that napkin, but you can see some of it is kind of sticking up, and then it just gives to the character of a Halloween journal cover. But that is what it takes to make your cover with your napkin and your Mod Podge. You can see that that's the way it's going to look. It's very wet right now, but it will dry. I'm going to go ahead and go through the inside step here real quick so that you know how I do that. And of course we got to have a tie here. So I'm going to take some lace that I've already cut, and I just tied off the ends, and we're going to go ahead and put that lace in there. I'm going to use my Fabrifix, one of my favorite glues, just to make sure I want it to hold. And normally I would have waited for this Mod Podge to dry, but I wanted to go ahead and show you this inside part. So I just stick that down like that. And I'm going to stick the other side down like that. And now, make sure I have it right there, I have cut for our inside. We're just going to line it with some construction paper, or scrapbook paper, whatever paper you would like. And you don't have to use just plain black. You can use Halloween scrapbook paper. You can use anything you want inside here, and you know, it's up to you. This is your journal. Do it the way you want it. But I just cut out this black to put on the inside, and you can see that it just kind of goes around the edge there. Gives you a little space around the edge. Just make sure that you are not covering your folds where your journal is going to bend, or you will have problems with that closing and getting in your way and get too bulky in there. So what I do is I'm going to take, I'm going to use my Tombow glue and go around the edges. Get my glue fixed here. Get my edges and go around and get to the corners. Get to those corners, because you do want this to stay down. And then lay that down right there. One thing about the Tombow glue, it gives you a little wiggle room, so you should be able to get your paper in place before it dries on you, and you don't have time to get it exactly where you want it. I like this glue because of that. And it's the Tombow Mono liquid gel glue. One of my favorites. Okay, and now we'll do the other side here. And push that down. And then we're going to do the spine. Get around all those edges. And I just thought of something I almost forgot. I do put a little ring fastener on this journal so you can hang a tassel. And so what I'll just do is right in here, I'm going to put a hole. And I'm going to put it probably right about there in the center with my little awl here and make a hole. And I have got, let's see where my little ring fastener went to. I know I have all kinds of little things here. Okay, and here's this little bitty ring fastener. I use these, I use the bigger ones for my bigger journals, and this is a little small one that I got off Amazon, got it online. And I'm going to stick that little ring fastener right in that hole before I put that spine piece in. There we go. Press that out to the edges. Make sure you kind of got it so it's going to be, you can see it there. Now we will go ahead and put this spine down, and we'll cover that little ring fastener. Remember not to get it so that you're still going to be able to bend. Press that down good, and just give it a good press. If you feel like some of it's coming up, go ahead and add some more glue, but I think that's going to work really well. That's all going to be covered because you're going to add signatures. So there we go. This is our cover. This is our cover. And I do a little cluster on the front here too. And I will show you that a cluster that I've done. If I have time, I will put one on here. But this is basically, I wanted to show you how to put this together, and before we moved on to the next part. So we'll set this off to dry. And now this is one that I've already started to put together, and it has a different paper that I put on it. I actually added some washi tape along the edge here. It's a little different than the one that I showed you on my flip through. I put lace on there. I do like the lace. It kind of gives it more of a Halloween look, but all different things added always help look more Halloween. I did this little cluster here. It says danger signals, and give it a little color on the front. I am putting 3 signatures in this one. I just wanted to go ahead and move on to the next step. So the next step would be, picking out your signatures, and you saw that in, I think, my second video that I showed. You pick out your signatures, all your papers, and I think I only did maybe 6, maybe 7, not a whole bunch in each signature on this one. I left one signature here blank to show you that I'm going to do that 3-hole pamphlet stitch, and I've already got all my holes punched and everything, so it's just like I did on my video before, the 3-hole pamphlet stitch and the video of the first journal that we did, which was the bigger journal. So let's go ahead and put this last signature in here real quick. I found this thread again. I love this stuff. It's great for Halloween. It's so kind of creepy, spidery feeling. And we'll do that 3-hole pamphlet stitch, which we go through the middle. Get those through the middle, and then, whoops, didn't stay there. There we go. And then we will put through the middle there and come out here. And sometimes if you have trouble getting this to come through, you can always get you a pair of little nose pliers to pull through, but so far I haven't had any trouble with it. So I'm going to go look for that hole at the top. We're going to come through the top. This is where it's going to be tricky for you to see, I know, but I will find my sometimes I feel like I'm all thumbs here, but let's see. Let's go ahead and go through there, then through there. There we go. Okay, through the top. Pull that through. Make sure you don't pull it all the way through. You want some of this hanging off. Now you're going to go down through the bottom. And I have all these holes pre-punched just to make it quicker and easier for you. And so we come through there. That's where it's coming through there. So now we're down at the bottom, and now we're going to come back up to the middle one. I like to kind of hold my thread upwards so I don't get sewn through that. Try to anyway, and then you come up through the middle one more time. You want these threads on either side of that center. So you pull that a little snug. Look at the back and make sure you've got, sometimes it's hard to see with this crazy thread, but it looks like it came out okay. So I'll take my needle off. And we're on either side of that thread there. So we're going to go ahead and tie a knot. And we'll we'll go the other way and tie another knot. I think they call that a double knot. And then I'm going to do it one more time just to be sure that it's going to stay. And then I'm going to cut these long strings off. And there we go. We've got our first signature in there. I have all my other signatures already done up. And of course the fun part begins. Now before I put the signatures in, I did, like I told you before, I did go through and sew on my lace and kind of just randomly put the lace in different spots on the pages. And excuse me. And I did make these little tabs out of paper. Now I do have a little a little punch that will punch these little tabs out, and they just fold in half, and then I just kind of randomly put them on the different pages. And you can make those out of paper that that you use throughout the journal. It doesn't take much paper to make those little little tabs. And I have all kinds of Halloween paper. I pick it up here and there, and it just, you know, you can do whatever you want to do. It's endless. You can add just plain papers. You can add tea-dyed papers. I've added some colored papers in here. You know, Halloween is just any colors you want. You can see that there's a lot of blank pages here, but that's going to be for decorating. That's going to be the fun part. Some of these pages I have done some stenciling on, and I have some stamps that I put in there. And this is a stamp I have with just some writing on it, a writing type stamp. And here's a dictionary piece, part of a dictionary here. Here's another stamp here. I found some cute black lace I put on there. This is a stamp, a spider web stamp, and then I have a spider stamp. I have a lot of cute little stamps. I love Halloween. You can see that. I've got some bats here. So this is where you go through and decorate your pages. And on the front cover here, I like to put a pocket. I put a double pocket here. And of course, this is a Tim Holtz. You'll see that I have a lot of Tim Holtz, but you don't have to have all that and spend a lot of money to do these. It doesn't take much at all. You can find stuff in magazines, you know, newspapers. You can even cut out words, just cut out letters and put them. Those really look nice and scary and kind of creepy for a Halloween journal. I saw that done the other day. I thought that was so cool. Somebody put scary, just cut out with different letters. It was kind of neat. So I go through and I put pockets. I was going to show you real quick some other things that I have that I add. I've got a little thing here of stuff that I put together. And like in my other journals, and the journal that we did in the beginning, we made tags and little envelopes and pockets, and I wanted to show you just how to add some pockets, like this one right here. Let's put a pocket on this page here, and I've got some corner pockets here that I threw together, and really easy to do these. It's just a triangle, and you just gotta kind of measure your bottom of your book, so you make sure that, or your page, so you make sure that you don't go too far over, and you just glue 2 of those sides. Make sure you get to the edge. That's where you're going to tuck things in, fun things in. and just glue that down like that. And you can also see that I go through and I do a lot of inking on pages. So this one here doesn't look like I've done any inking there, but yes, I get out my black soot, Distress Oxide. That's all I've used in the Halloween is the black soot, and I go through and add the black soot around the edges of the pages, and I've done that along this pocket here. And I go through every page, just about every page, and I do that inking. And you might want to do that before you add your signatures to your book. It's easier when they're not in the book, but you can still do them in the book. I mean, we change our minds. Sometimes we don't want that inking, sometimes we do. And so just remember, you can do whatever you want to do. But I wanted to show you that pocket. Of course, you saw these two pockets up here in the front. Let's add one more pocket. Let's see, I got an orange pocket here. Let's put the orange one here, and I might put a kind of a rough edge on that one. Let's go ahead and add that one. And you can put these pockets also, you can put them on the top part or over in the corner over here. It's up to you. Wherever you want to put those. Gives you a nice little tuck spot to put fun things in. So there's a couple of those corner pockets. And then I wanted to show you, this here is a double pocket. And what I already did was I cut out the pocket that was like this, made it out of the black here, and then I cut a bigger one, a little deeper one, to go behind it. And then of course I cut those finger holes out that shows you that there's a pocket there. And you can put that on any page that you like. So you can just go in, find a page, let's see, but then like right here. That looks cute. I like it. It's kind of busy, but I like it. So what you're going to do is just go and glue along the edges here. And then you can put that pocket just about anywhere you want to. If you put it a little lower, you'll be able to put deeper things in it. Now, this one here that I put down, I just glued it on the top of the one, just the three sides. So anyway, there you go. And I'll show you some things that we can put in those pockets. One other thing that we did in our journals is we did belly bands. If you remember, a belly band is just a band on your page that you glue the top and the bottom, or they can go this way also. And you can slide things in those. So I'm going to go ahead and put that one on that green page. So I'm going to put a little glue at the top, a little glue at the bottom, and put it kind of in the center of the page there. Push that down, and there you go. You got a little belly band, and that's some place to put tucked little journaling cards is what I would put in those, or you can do pictures, or there's all kinds of different ephemera, Halloween ephemera, if you want to stick those in there. Gosh, there's things you can do with the playing cards. You can alter playing cards and make them up into something great for a Halloween journal also. So it's endless. It is endless. So just letting you know, just use your creativity and do what you like. I put a belly band here that's sideways. It's a little wider one, and just slip this little card inside. And I'll go ahead and show you. I did these tags. And I showed you the tags in another video also, and these are some Halloween tags that I threw together. Really simple. Just you can make them any width you want, any length you want, just whatever you would like to do. You can throw a little cluster on there like I did here. This one says looked a bit frightened on there. It's got the poison side. It's just Halloween theme. And you can put those, let's see, let's put her in the top one here. Get her in there. There we go. Okay, put her, slide her in there, and then I'll put the little pocket right here. I mean the tag. This looks great. I love that. And then I was going to show you then this little corner things. You can put in a journaling card. I think this one, nope, this one doesn't have a blank on the back. So this is just, I guess, a card. You really can't, you could write on this, but it'd be kind of hard. So a lot of times I like to have a blank on the back to put in journaling cards, but just fun things, fun places to tuck things. Let's see, this one has a blank. I put a little boo. This is a good spot for a journaling card. You can put that in where the belly band is. This is just a Halloween paper, and it's just, you open it up and it's blank, so there's room for writing, and that can go right in here. And you can stick a little tag in there too. Let's put this one. And then here's this double pocket. Let's stick a tag in here. You can see it's endless. It's endless what you'll be able to do. I've got these cute little things that I cut off of one of my scrapbooking pages and stick that in there. I also did some of the little envelopes, if you remember the envelopes that we did in one of my previous journals. And I like to stick those around in here somewhere. So let's stick them. Let's stick this. This is the itty bitty one. They're so cute. They have those little bitty paper clips. And let's put this one right here. And those have spots inside for journaling, for writing in, if they want to write in them. So there you have it. That is basically, in a nutshell, how to do a Halloween junk journal, a small Halloween junk journal. And you can see with 3 signatures in there. It's got all, and I'm obviously not done. I'm going to be able to add so much more to this, and I'm sure that your wheels are spinning and you can figure out other ideas that you would have to add to your Halloween journal. That's so fun. Halloween to me is so much fun. Now, really quickly, I will tell you that this tassel here is simple, simple, simple. I just take pieces of where did my pieces go? I just had them here. Here they are. So I took several pieces, move this out of the way, several pieces of, you can use string, yarn if you want, ribbon, and what I've got here is lots of ribbon. I had this spider ribbon, and you just want to take and make you, and you know, obviously it's going to be probably too long, so we're going to trim it up, but you're going to make that little loop there. And I've got a little, let's see, I got a little paper clip here, and I think what I'll do is I'll go ahead, and instead of putting it in that little ring fastener, I'm going to put it on this little paper clip I've got. And I'm going to run everything through there, including that crazy thread that goes with it. And like I do on the tags, I'm just going to run that through and pull it. And there you go, you got a little tassel. And I originally thinking, well, I am thinking I would love to add beads to this. And I mean, there's lots of ideas. I like the idea of you being able to add it and remove it to your book, so, or to your journal. So I'll go over here and I'll clip it right on the top here. And I'll pull that down. And you can see some of those are a little long, so I'll just go through and I'll just snip them. I like them to go, oh, maybe about to the bottom of the, I love this spider one, the bottom of the journal there. And put that one there. There we go. There's your little tassel, and it's removable. That is what I like about that. But you can absolutely add it to your little ring fastener. You can use a little jump ring that, if you're familiar with jewelry making, you can use little jump rings to put them in and tie them up. I'm just pulling all those little loose things there. And there you go. You got your little tassel, you've got your journal, and you're ready for Halloween. So if you have any questions, anything out there, something I didn't explain really well, shoot it out to me, because I want you to, this to be understandable, but I just wanted to be able to get this done in one video. So anyway, get out there and create and have fun. This is endless. So get out there and do that. And I would love to see your ideas. Have a lot of fun. I'm going to make a big Halloween journal soon. I can't wait. It's just fun. Halloween's fun for me. So anyway, everybody have fun, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.